So we've been talking about our digital media and the field of journalism as a whole. Now, this brings about the brown envelope. Mm.
Yeah.
So, brown envelope, how is it of a big problem in journalism?
But what's brown envelope?
Okay, you tell us what is brown
I don't know
envelope.
what brown envelope
You know
is.
what we're talking
Envelope
about.
is a piece of paper that you put something inside, and
Mm-mm.
it can
He,
be brown,
he,
it can
he
be
wants
white.
to escape from this question. He cannot escape.
Okay, so if you referring, or if you're calling appreciation brown envelope, or giving of not kickbacks, there's a particular word I'm looking for. If that's what you're referring to as brown envelope, um now media organizations,
Mm,
they get paid for
mm,
their job
okay.
officially.
Mm-hmm.
So that things called, so they have price rates.
Mm,
They have ratings for certain bulletins. So if you want your news to be on TVC news and a particular news at a particular time, so their prices for it, they get paid. You get paid.
mm,
If you're having a live interview, right? If you're having a live event and you want TVC news to cover it
mm,
for 1 hour, it's 8.1 million naira.
mm. You're talking about the aspects of appreciation,
Mm.
but the angle we are coming
But
from.
no, I'm coming to that. I'm coming to
Okay,
that place.
okay.
If you want, if you have an event going on and you want TVC to come and cover it,
Mm,
TVC News Bulletin, just as we have in other news platform across the globe,
mm,
because it helps them cover a lot of things, airtime, logistics, and all of that.
mm,
For the 10 p.m. news bulletin, it's 3.1 million naira, and
mm,
that news is for 2 minutes 30 seconds.
mm,
The very least on that rate is 1.7 million naira.
mm. Wow.
So if you pay that to the organization, then they come to
Mm.
cover the news for you.
Oh, really? Okay, I understand.
Good. So the reporter comes to the field,
Mm.
and then people still support their logistics, maybe give them something to appreciate them. I think it's just basically appreciation.
Good. Is appreciation quite all right?
Mm.
But then, the brown envelope we're talking about, let's say for an instance now, a journalist goes to cover an event, probably investigation,
Mm.
and then he or she is now being, let's say, given a small token to manipulate something out of that
That's
report.
absolutely wrong. That's absolutely wrong, because also you know what you're going for.
Mm,
I wouldn't even put myself in a position where I'm going to take something from you, because I know what I'm coming for,
mm,
right? And we've seen that countless times. You finish your story, you
mm,
say, I say, thank you,
mm,
so that it doesn't corrupt my my news judgment.
mm,
It's very important, except you don't know what you're doing,
mm,
except you're just going out there to look for money. And
mm,
some people don't even get to this point. They use it to actually blackmail people and collect. Unfortunately,
mm,
I don't think those were professionals. They
mm,
actually use it to blackmail people.
mm.
And hey, I have this information on you, and I'm
Yes.
going to publish it. So what are you willing to do about it? And then they have to give them money to. That's very unprofessional.
Mm. So, have you ever experienced what we call conflict of interest?
Conflict of interest. Yes, quite a number of times. I work with politicians a lot,
Mm,
and then there's certain times that, because, and I have relation, I'm big on relationship. I'm
mm,
heavy on relationship. I believe in networking, building relationships, and all of that. But
mm,
there's certain times where certain politicians that I know, certain things need to be called out, and then they don't want you to call it out. Now I'm going
mm,
to call it out. So now the conflict of interest is between what is right and my relationship with
mm.
this person.
Does it make or mar the relationship?
All right, depends on their own response as well. Because there's something in journalism called balance.
Mm,
All right, so I just can't pick something about Pfizer and throw it out there without giving Pfizer the opportunity to represent herself. It's unprofessional.
mm,
So if I'm saying Pfizer refused to lock the door when she came in here, you know, it will be improper for me to just put it out there without giving Pfizer an opportunity.
mm,
Pfizer, this is what people said. You refused to lock the door when you came in.
mm,
What do you have to say?
mm,
Now, if Pfizer refuses to speak to me, I have done my bit as a journalist by giving her the chance. So there's
mm,
something called balance. to avoid one-sided story. There's also something called one-sided story where you only pick an angle and you don't give the other party the opportunity to fairly represent or speak for themselves. All right, so depends on how you react. It might make or mar my relationship with you. If I say, look, Faisal, this is what I have. Would you want to comment? Would you want to speak on this? If you say no, I'll have no option than to still go ahead and do my job and say, look, I reached out to Pfizer and she refused to comment on this. All right, so it might make at that point, sometimes by just calling you to say, come and speak on it, it might actually be what will even bring us closer. Because finally somebody is saying, I want to hear your side of the story, which is
Okay.
very important. And something that people do, which is quite unprofessional sometimes, is they just want to blow the story, just want to put it out there without giving the other party opportunity to represent
Yes.
themselves, which is
That's being biased.
very biased, because
Alright.
you feel like, okay, the audience want to hear this sweet narration that you have, and you think if you give this other person a chance, it might water down your narration.
Because people like drama, right?
But people like drama. You get it? Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's very, or rather, quite interesting. Talking about your experience in journalism, can you give us one or two, or rather, one short instance where you had a problem with your networking, your conflict of interest?
Which can I remember? Okay, so there's this very big figure that I know, and then I arrived a particular place one day, and naturally, what was going on in that place was supposed to be big news.
Okay.
And I've heard that this particular figure had shot every press person that was around before I came. That, look, we don't want this thing out. And when I came in, I said, "What do you mean by that? This is news, bro. I'm not going to play to that. This is big
Okay.
news.
And they want you to silence
Not
it.
just silence. Don't even talk about it." I'm like, "Bro, I can't be here and this is
So,
happening."
why are you here in the first place?
So when I came in, I said, "Look, I'm not a party to that." The moment they finished, and then it was a closed door meeting, I reached out to the guest in that place, and quickly, because I'd known. Okay, so like I was talking earlier about preparing yourself. With that background information, I had a bit of an idea of what might play out. So I told my cameraman, begin to roll, meaning start recording. All right, and I'm going to put forth a question to this person. If this person refuses to respond, let it be on camera that I put down this question. And exactly what my cameraman did. The moment I came out, just started, and my cameraman was rolling. The person did not want to answer me, but he gave a second thought, and he answered me. Then it became a problem for the person I had a relationship with, who is also a big person. I was well aware that he had shot other people from talking about it. And now this is me, someone that he has a relationship with. He was on the car, and then he saw that I had approached his guest and spoke to his guest without his permission. He had no other option than to come out and speak to me. Now, he might have been offended by that, but also he couldn't show his disapproval, right, because of the relationship we share.
And he didn't say anything about it.
He didn't say anything about it because he somehow respects me. But let me not say those that he doesn't, those that he had rule over, he shut them down.
Is it that he doesn't want to implicate himself?
No, not implicating. He just doesn't want that conversation out. By speaking to me, yeah, I think he respects me to some extent. So he had to just back down and swallow his pride, and life goes on. So that's one particular, and also I think I've also learned to manage relationship and work. Sometimes people think that you need to be very rude to be a good journalist. No, you don't have to. You don't have to be very rude. I think it's sometimes unprofessional. You can speak to people respectfully. You can speak to people with kindness. You can speak to people politely without getting into a fight. If you saw the interview with this girl, there's this BBC journalist with the governor of Niger State, an outside interview.
Yeah.
She was really throwing it at the governor, and the governor was giving her some very strong responses too. But everybody was cool.
Back to back.
Yeah, everybody was cool. She told the governor, why there no soldiers? And the governor told her, if you want to see soldiers, go to the bush. People that they kidnapped inside the bush, so soldiers were going to the bush. But they were bringing out the real things, but everybody, it was respectfully being discussed. So I'm saying you don't have to be rude to be a good journalist.
Okay. All right.